We all want to attract love and money, but most of us struggle with it. You may be doing all the right things, but still love doesn't flow to you. Money feels stuck. If that sounds like you, there's a good chance that your Venus energy is out of balance. You don't need to do complex rituals or wear gemstones to fix this. What you need is alignment with Venus, because when Venus is strong in your life, you naturally attract relationships without much effort. Money flows freely to you and you begin to feel abundant in life. In this video, I'll be sharing 5 simple but powerful Venus remedies that you can start applying today. No complex rituals, just energy shifts that you can start practicing to welcome more love, abundance, and wealth into your life. Before we dive into the practical remedies, let's first understand what Venus truly represents. Most people think that Venus is just about buying expensive stuff or luxury items, but that's actually a very limited understanding of Venus energy. Most people chase happiness through external things. They buy something beautiful or expensive and they feel good for a little while, and then they need something else. That's surface level Venus. At its core, Venus is a representation of the divine feminine. It's about grace, balance, receptivity, and the ability to see beauty and meaning in both material and spiritual things. True Venus joy comes from appreciation and harmony. You know, Venus rules Taurus and Libra. What is Taurus? Taurus is value and Libra is harmony. Venus definitely applies to your outer beauty and aesthetics, but its deeper aspect is about cultivating your inner beauty and grace. When you see someone who radiates warmth all the time and attracts positive energy, they are someone who have a very good Venus. They might not be super rich, but what they have is grace and elegance, which you can't buy with money. And when you embody this grace and elegance, luxury naturally comes to your life. So the question becomes, how do we cultivate this grace in our daily lives? So let's start with what I consider the foundation of all Venus remedies: gratitude and appreciation. Because Venus thrives on appreciation. Whether it's a loving relationship, a beautiful sunset, or even just a comfortable chair, we naturally open ourselves up to attracting more things what we desire by appreciating what we already have. It's about cultivating a mindset of abundance rather than lack. It's like tuning to a radio. Most people are tuned to the frequency of what's missing in their lives. They are constantly looking for what they don't have and what's wrong. But Venus operates on the frequency of what's abundant and what's beautiful. And when you tune into that frequency, you start seeing beauty everywhere in your life. Speaking of gratitude, I want to thank you for being part of my YouTube channel. This is a brand new channel and your support encourages me to create more content like this. So thank you for subscribing and liking this video. Now back to Venus remedies. Every morning, try to spend a few minutes actively noticing what's beautiful in your environment. It could be the way the morning sunlight is coming through your window, or your morning coffee, or even your favorite sweater. Write down 3 things every day about what brought you joy today and comfort and pleasure. This is not just about positive thinking. By doing this, you're literally training your consciousness to align with Venus's frequency of appreciation. What it really means is that you're recognizing the divine in nature and creation. Venus rules Libra, the natural 7th house in the zodiac, which governs harmony in relationships. So how we treat others directly impacts our ability to receive love and abundance. It's like an energetic mirror. What we put out comes back to us. People generally approach relationships reactively. Someone says something that triggers them and then they react and there's conflict and then they wonder why relationships are difficult. But Venus energy is different. Venus energy is responsive, not reactive. Mars is reactive. If you want to improve your Venus in the area of love and relationships, you need to practice what's called conscious connection. What that means is really listening when somebody speaks to you, giving them compliments, and approaching conflicts with grace rather than aggression and defensiveness. Venus is about recognizing the divine spark in others and practicing empathy, forgiveness, and unconditional love. Do this as an experiment. Once a day, offer someone a sincere compliment or do an act of kindness without expecting anything in return. And notice how this shifts your own energy and also how other people respond to you. When you do this regularly, you will naturally attract Venus into your life. Venus absolutely thrives on creativity and beauty. After all, it's getting exalted in Pisces. So regardless of if you consider yourself creative or not, engaging in creative activities elevates Venus's energy in your life. A lot of people hesitate to do creative activities because they think that creativity is about talent or skill. But Venus doesn't care if you're good at something. Venus cares about the joy and the flow you experience when you create. Creating is not about being an expert. It's about the joy you feel when you create. So dedicate some time to do creative things that genuinely bring you joy. Like this could be painting, music, dance, writing, gardening, or even cooking. The key is to approach these activities not as a performance or achievement, but as forms of self-expression. You have to do it because you want to really do it. And aesthetics. Consider your living space. How does your environment make you feel? Venus responds beautifully to harmonious surroundings. So this doesn't mean that you have to have a lot of money and do expensive decorating. It just means that creating spaces that feel beautiful and peaceful to you. But even more important than your space is how you dress and present yourself. Choose clothing that makes you feel confident and beautiful. Not to look good to others, but for how it makes you feel about yourself. Venus rules comfort and pleasure because Venus rules Taurus. So self-care is absolutely crucial for a strong Venus. But we're not talking about indulgence for its own sake, like not doing self-care, like checking the boxes like face mask, take, bath, take. This energy is about presence and appreciation. It's like quickly grabbing a meal and eating it while scrolling your phone versus eating sitting down and slowly savoring all the flavors. Because Taurus is about slowness and sensuality. So taking a warm bath with essential oils or eating a delicious meal slowly or even spending time in nature, feeling the sun, all of this. The key here is being conscious. The key here is being fully present with these experiences rather than rushing through them. So these are all very effective remedies. True Venus remedies aren't about quick fixes or magical solutions. They are about integrating Venus's principles into your daily life. That is what creates grace in your life. When you're aligned with Venus vibration, you naturally invite more love, beauty, and abundance in your life. What is your experience with Venus energy in your life? Do you have a prominent Taurus, Libra, or Pisces placement? Where is Venus in your chart? Let me know, and also let me know what kind of videos would you like to see more of. See you in the next.